Hello everyone, I am Reshma Totare, working as Assistant Professor in Information Technology Department. In today's session, we will discuss about the architecture of electronics mail with 4 different scenarios. To understand the application layer protocol like simple mail transfer protocol, post office protocol, and internet message access protocol, we need to first understand what is the electronic mail service, the general architecture of an email service system, including the 3 main components. First, user agent. Second, message transfer agent. Third, message access agent. At the beginning of internet era, the message sent by electronics mail were short and consisted of text only. Then let people exchange quick memos. Today, electronics mail is much more complex. It allows a message to include text, audio, and video. It also allowed one message to be sent to one or more recipient. Now we will discuss one by one scenario. First scenario. In this scenario, the sender and the receiver of the email are users on the same mail server. They are directly connected to shared mail server. Each user has its own mailbox where the received messages are stored. A mailbox is a part of local hard drive, a special file with permission restriction. Only the owner of the mailbox has access to it. When Alice needs to send message to Bob, she runs a user agent program to prepare the message and store it in Bob's mailbox, as shown in the figure. The message has the sender and recipient mailbox addresses. Bob can retrieve and read the content of his mailbox at his convenience using user agent. Now the second scenario. In this scenario, the sender and the receiver of the email are users on 2 different mail servers. So the message needs to be sent over the internet. Here we need user agent and message transfer agent. Alice needs a user agent to send her message to the mail server at her own site. The mail server at her own site uses a queue to store messages waiting to be sent. The queue is highlighted here using a spool in a figure. Bob also needs a user agent program to retrieve messages stored in the mailbox of the system at his site. As the user are on the 2 different mail servers, the messages needs to be sent through the internet to each other. Here 2 message transfer agents are needed, one client and one server. Like most client-server program on the internet, the server needs to run all of the time because it does not know when client will ask for connection. The client, on the other hand, can be triggered by the system when there is a message in a queue to be sent. Now the third scenario. In this scenario, Alice is either connected to the mail server via WAN or LAN in an organization that uses one mail server for handling emails of all users. Alice still needs a user agent to prepare her message. She then needs to send the message through LAN or WAN. This can be done through a pair of message transfer agent, client and server. Whenever Alice has a message to send, she calls the user agent, which then calls the message transfer agent client. The MTA client establishes a connection with the MTA server on the mail server on Alice organization, which is running all the time. The mail server at Alice site queues all messages received. It then uses the MTA client to send the messages to the system at Bob's site. The system receives the message and stores it in Bob's mailbox. Now the last scenario. In this scenario, both the users, Alice and Bob, are connected to the mail server via WAN or LAN in an organization that uses one mail server for handling emails of all users. After the message has arrived at Bob's mail server, Bob needs to retrieve it. Here we need another set of client server agent which we call message access agent. Both uses message access agent client to retrieve his message. The client send a request to the message access agent server which is running all the time and request the transfer of the messages. There are two important points we need to consider. First, Bob cannot pass the mail server and use the MTS server directly. To use the MTS server directly, Bob would need to run MTS server all the time because he does not know when message will arrive. This implies that Bob must keep his computer on all the time if he is connected to his system through the LAN. If he is connected through a WAN, he must keep the connection up all the time. Neither of these connection situation is feasible. Second, note that Bob needs another pair of client server program, message access program. This is because an MTA client server program is a push program. The client pushes the messages to the server. Bob needs to pull program. The client needs to pull the message from the server. Thank you.